still Dre Day, AK. Though I've grown a lot, can't keep it home.
In 1992, one album didn't just change rap, it changed music forever.
At the same time with the dope rhyme that I kick.
It brought the sound of Los Angeles to the world and made Dr. Dre a legend. This is the story of how The Chronic turned street beats into history. Before The Chronic, rap was mostly fast, rough, and East Coast based. Then Dr. Dre came along with a smoother, funk-filled sound that made everyone move. With help from Snoop Dogg and a team of rising artists, he built an album that shaped the future of hip-hop. Before The Chronic, Dr. Dre was already known as one of the best producers in rap. He first gained fame with NWA, the group that shocked the world with raw stories about life in Compton. But behind the fame, tension grew. Fights over money and control with the group's manager, Jerry Heller, caused deep problems. Dre felt he was being taken advantage of and decided to walk away, even though it meant leaving behind everything he had built with Eazy-E and NWA. With the help of Suge Knight, Dre founded Death Row Records in 1991. This new label gave him freedom to build his own sound without limits. At that time, most hip-hop came from the East Coast. Fast beats, hard lyrics, and political themes. Dre wanted something smoother and more stylish, something that reflected California's streets and culture. He began digging into old funk and soul records, searching for grooves that made people move. His idea was simple but powerful, to create music that sounded big, clean, and alive. This blend of funk rhythms, slow bass lines, and polished beats would soon become the heartbeat of West Coast rap and the start of The Chronic. Dr. Dre's biggest achievement with The Chronic was creating a whole new sound called G-Funk, short for Gangsta Funk. This style mixed slow, heavy bass with smooth, catchy melodies. It borrowed from the 1970s funk style of artists like Parliament, Funkadelic, and Bootsy Collins. Instead of using fast drum breaks like East Coast rap, Dre slowed everything down.
Raps, them gangsta tracks, makes a gang that snaps.
The beats had deep bass lines, whiny synth leads, and a clean bounce that made every song feel like a ride through Los Angeles.
Double G, you see, showing much flex when it's time to...
Unlike other producers who filled their tracks with many samples, Dre used fewer. He preferred to mix short samples with live instruments played in the studio. He added guitars, keyboards, and synthesizers to give the music a rich, layered sound. This made his tracks sound fresh and powerful even on small speakers. To shape this sound, Dre used tools like the Akai MPC drum machine, Moog synths, and Roland Juno keyboards. One of his most famous examples is Nothing But a G-Thing, which uses a smooth sample from Leon Haywood's I Wanna Do Something Freaky to Ya. With this, Dre turned old funk grooves into modern hip-hop gold, defining the sound of West Coast rap for years to come.
Where the fuck you at? Can't scrap a lick, so I know you got your dick on hold.
Dr. Dre was not just a rapper, he was the main architect behind The Chronic. He focused more on producing and guiding others than performing most of the vocals himself. The album featured a powerful lineup of young artists from Death Row Records, including Snoop Dogg, RBX, Daz Dillinger, Corrupt, Nate Dogg, and the Lady of Rage. Each brought a unique voice that helped build the Death Row identity. For many, The Chronic was their first big break, and Dre gave them the perfect platform to shine. Much of the writing came from Dre's close circle. The DOC, who lost his voice in a car crash, became one of the main ghostwriters, helping craft Dre's verses. Dre would often handpick lines, adjust delivery, and blend verses from different rappers to make songs flow naturally. It was a true team effort, where Dre acted like a film director, shaping every detail to fit his vision. Most sessions took place in Dre's home studio before being polished in professional studios like the Village Recorder. The setup was relaxed but focused. Artists came and went, traded bars, and refined lyrics until Dre felt every beat and verse hit perfectly. It was creative chaos turned into timeless music. Dr. Dre's studio process for The Chronic was as detailed as it was creative. He started each track with drum programming on machines like the MPC, then added samples and live instruments layer by layer. Instead of stacking endless loops, Dre focused on balance, a solid groove built from real funk bass lines, smooth keyboard riffs, and clean synth sound. Every sound had its own space, which gave The Chronic that rich, clear feel that stood out from other rap albums of the time. When it came to mixing, Dre treated each song like a science project. He made sure the bass hit deep without drowning the vocals, and that every word could be heard clearly over the beat. He often used session musicians and ghost vocals to fill in small details, creating a fuller live sound. Dre's patience in punching and overdubbing lines gave the tracks a smooth flow that felt effortless, even though it took hours of work. Behind the scenes, he faced challenges too, clearing samples from funk records, keeping label executives satisfied, and racing against tight deadlines. But his perfectionism paid off. The finished mixes were crisp, powerful, and radio-ready, helping The Chronic become a production benchmark in hip-hop. The Chronic was released on December 15, 1992 through Death Row Records with distribution from Priority and Interscope. The timing was smart. It dropped right before the holiday season when record sales were high. With Suge Knight handling business and Dre leading production, the label used a street-level marketing approach. Posters, radio promotions, and heavy music video play for songs like Nothing But a G-Thang helped the album reach a massive audience fast. Within weeks, it climbed the Billboard 200, eventually peaking near the top and going multi-platinum. Critics praised the album for its new sound and smooth production. Many said Dre had changed the direction of hip-hop by slowing the tempo and making funk-inspired beats popular again. The sound of The Chronic became a model for West Coast rap and influenced producers around the world. However, not everyone celebrated it. The lyrics drew criticism for their harsh language, violence, and portrayal of women. Political figures like Dolores Tucker spoke out against its message. Still, controversy only fueled curiosity, pushing more listeners to buy the record. The Chronic became both a cultural flashpoint and a defining moment in early 90s hip-hop history. The Chronic changed the way people saw rap music. Before its release, many rap albums were seen as short-lived or gimmicky. Dr. Dre made hip-hop feel real and grounded in everyday street life. His use of smooth funk samples, deep bass lines, and laid-back rhythms created the sound now known as West Coast G-Funk. This shift moved rap from fast, aggressive beats to something groovier and more melodic, setting a new standard for production. Dre's production style became a blueprint for future artists. He focused on clean mixes, heavy bass, and live instruments instead of relying on too many samples. The album also introduced Snoop Dogg to the world, turning him into a superstar overnight. Other Death Row artists like Daz Dillinger and Nate Dogg also gained fame through this project, shaping the label into a powerhouse of the 90s. The success of The Chronic didn't stop at hip-hop fans. It reached suburban listeners and new audiences who had never bought a rap album before. The record's sound and style inspired artists like Tupac, Biggie, and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Dre proved that rap could be both street and mainstream, changing the industry forever. The Chronic is often praised as one of the best-produced albums in rap history. The sound is smooth, clean, and powerful, with every beat carefully placed. Dr. Dre's production gave the album a clear direction and strong identity. The songs flow together naturally, making it feel like a full story rather than a collection of random tracks. Many producers today still study this album to learn how to balance clarity, rhythm, and groove. However, the record also faced criticism. Some listeners pointed out its harsh language, violence, and negative portrayal of women. Others said it focused too much on one point of view, mainly for male voices, without showing other sides of life. Even with these issues, fans and critics agree that The Chronic changed how rap albums were made and produced. In 2023, The Chronic was re-released for its 30th anniversary and returned to streaming platforms after being unavailable for a while. This reprisal reminded people how deeply the album shaped modern hip-hop. 30 years later, it still serves as a benchmark for production quality and creativity. Dr. Dre's vision continues to inspire new generations of artists and music producers worldwide. The Chronic wasn't just an album. It was a revolution that changed the sound of hip-hop forever. Dr. Dre didn't follow trends, he created them, setting the standard for how rap should feel and sound. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we uncover more stories behind hip-hop's greatest albums.